A to Z with Mark Zinno, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta, and it starts now.
Good afternoon. Welcome to A to Z here on Locked On Sports Atlanta, where today I tell you we made it to the top of the mountain. Welcome in. We are live here on this Wednesday. Appreciate you guys choosing A to Z as part of your daily sports listen. Give me a follow on Twitter at Mark Zinno. Of course, follow our entire network at Locked On ATL. Check out all the great shows we got here on this platform. We've got a ton to do today, including a film critique. By the end of the show, you'll see what I'm talking about. It is sports related. We'll get to that coming up here today. But we have to start, of course, with the Atlanta Braves, who, can you smell the air up top? Yes. 10.5 game lead, completely gone. The New York Mets lose to the Pirates last night. The Braves defeat the Oakland A's, and they are tied for first place in the National League East at 85 and 51. Boy, does it feel good. I got to tell you, man, it's so important to get to this point. We've been talking about this for a couple of weeks now after that big series with the Mets about the opportunity that the Braves would have to get into this spot, and it might not come until they face the Mets again because of how soft the Mets schedule was coming up. Well, that's what happens when you lose 2 to the Nationals and 1 to the Pirates. The Mets are not playing good baseball right now. We talked about the regression sometimes, how the Mets had some regression while the Braves went on the 14-game run. And I told you how the Mets were going to have another bump, and it did. It got back up to 6 games, and now it's back down because the Braves are playing amazing baseball. They've won 6 in a row now, and I think 8 of 10 or 9 of 10. They have just been lights out, unreal. Vaughn Grissom has another 4-hit night. You're still dealing with the issue of what to do with this kid when Ozzie Albies gets back and what the lineup is going to look like. But this is a spot right now that you've wanted to be in for months. And for all those people, and I just have to take this moment to say this, for all those people, the idiots who were screaming after a month of the season, trade Spencer Strider and Adam Duvall. Yeah, those people in town, those fans out there who, whoa, man, this is an awful season. It's an awful start, blah, 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 blah. I mean, just unreal. Unreal. This is why you don't panic during a baseball season, because it's long and because it's hard to get through, because you have to do it for 6 consecutive months and do it really well in order to be a playoff team. And that's why when the Mets were very good at the beginning of the year, I kept telling people, relax. They're not going to be this good all year long. It's really hard to play 700 baseball for that long of a period. Look at the Yankees. They played 700 baseball for the first 3 months. Where are they now? Not even going to win 100 games. Hell, they might not win 95 the way they're playing. So there is so much here that the Braves and their organization, the fans, should be proud of. There's no reason not to feel good about it. They send Spencer Strider to the hill today in an afternoon matinee game. This is what you worked for. This is why you stayed patient. This is why you don't make drastic moves in the first 2 months of the season. Now, again, you could look at other teams like the Phillies. They fired their manager in the first 2 months of the season. Look what happened. They started to turn things around. There you go. Sometimes it happens, yeah, but not always. Not always. So, and in reality, again, the Mets haven't been bad over the course of the last 2 months. Braves have just been insanely good. For context, okay, in the last 3 months, the Braves have gone, get ready for this, guys, because the number is just way out there. They've gone 62-24. 62-24 since May 31st. For some context of how good that is, the Yankees started this season out 61-25. And again, that was when they were playing 700 baseball. The Yankees were 70-34. They were 36 games above 500. That's what 61-25 is, actually. 36 games above 500. The Braves are 36 games above 500 right now. Yeah. That's unreal. That is an unreal pace. So tip your cap to them Let's keep it going. Let's see what happens here as they turn over the final part of this month here and hopefully stay hot heading into the playoffs. But Spencer Strider going tonight. He'll probably have another 700 strikeouts, and I'll be happy and be chirping at some of the Atlanta radio hosts in this town for ever doubting my boy Spencer Strider. All right, we got one other piece of news to get to here, Atlanta related. We'll do that in a second. First, a word from our friends at Built Bar. Guys, are you ready to try the new delicious flavor that is in puffs? Ah, yes, it is chocolate cookie dough. It is delicious. Cookie dough chunk puffs have a light and chewy texture. They're real cookie dough chunks in there, and of course, they're covered in 100% real chocolate. Guys, I've had these bars. I mean, they are outstanding. They are the perfect snack for when you want something sweet, when you're feeding something sweet, but you don't want to go over the top and have something incredibly unhealthy like regular cookies or chocolate cake or whatever it is. Grab one of these cookie dough chunk puffs bars. They are perfect. They only 160 calories, 15 grams of protein. It's collagen protein, which your body digests and absorbs more efficiently, provides tons of health benefits. And of course, guys, they taste great. The perfect snack, I'm telling you. Get to Built.com right now and order your favorite box of your Built bars. That's the cookie dough chunk Built bars. And make sure you use the promo code LOCKEDON15 to get 15% off your first order. Again, use promo code LOCKEDON15 at Built.com. All right. The Atlanta Falcons released their depth chart, their first official depth chart for week one. And the big news was, obviously, is that Drew Dahlman is now the starting center over Matt Hennessy. I guess that's big news. I don't know that there's a difference between the two of them. I mean, everything feels pretty negligible at this point with everybody. If you're not Kyle Pitts and you're not Grady Jarrett, and hopefully you're not Drake London, who, oh, by the way, was listed as a number one wide receiver, which means he's likely to play. That knee injury won't bother him. I'm not sure that there's any real, any real depth. Did they leave AJ Terrell out? Of course, him too. If there's any real difference in who's playing where, that to me is something we'll find out on the field. And that's the only way to find it out. How is Drew Dahlman going to deal with, the Saints pass rush? I don't know. Neither do you. Neither does anybody else. He won the starting job. Does that mean he's going to be the starter for all 17 games? Who knows? Let's hope so. I mean, things are better when your offensive line is static and the same guys are going out there each week. That certainly helps things out. And the Falcons are going to practice at Mercedes-Benz Stadium today. So we'll hear from Arthur Smith on the decision a little bit more because we didn't get a chance to hear from him before posting the thing because the Falcons were not practicing yesterday. So, and again, practicing at Mercedes-Benz Stadium today is part of this mentality that Arthur Smith has about preparing this team for the season. The preparation was completely different. And I think that speaks volumes to where he wants this team to be. I think it speaks volumes to about mentally where he wants this team to go and how he wants them to approach the beginning of this season. Much better than what they did last season. So you can go online, check out the depth chart. No other real surprises. Arnold Ebiketie is listed second on the depth chart between Adio Gandeji. I'm curious to see how much we're going to see Ebiketie, whether he's a situational pass rusher, how much he's in there on early first and second down, rundown situations. I think he'll start out as situationally, a pass rusher in certain spots. Let's see. But I'll be watching week one, the snap count for AK-47 there, or AK as they call him, and he wears number 47. I don't know if we're allowed to use gun references anymore. But regardless, I'll be watching for where 47 is on the field. I think you should too. All right, coming up next. Are we overvaluing one team way too early in the college football season? And things they forgot about before they decided to expand the playoff. That's coming up next right here on A to Z on Locked On Sports Atlanta, free on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Search Locked On Sports Atlanta.